Hi, welcome to Yoga with Dagny. Just to let you know, today's practice is going to be a lot about opening our shoulders and opening the quadricep muscles in order to prepare us for back bending. And back bending prepares us for heart opening. So for our practice today, you'll want to have 2 bricks and a belt if you have one. And let's just begin with our feet in Shandrasana, legs together, and our hands at our heart center for a moment. And just close our eyes and just come into presence. As you're in Tadasana with your hands at your heart, just connect. Connect to your heart. Connect to your presence. Connect to this moment. And maybe take a couple of nice deep breaths into the heart center, breathing right into the heart. And exhaling, letting go of everything that is not right now. And just a couple of those, really drawing yourself into this moment, breathing in, expanding your heart center with breath and with light and with presence. And exhaling whatever is not right here, right now, in this moment. And then just opening up the eyes. We're going to take our belt into our hands and just step your feet apart a little bit. We're just going to begin by inhaling. Try to get the belt at a nice distance where you can inhale it up and exhale it down and back without bending the arms. So we'll do that a couple of times. Inhaling up, exhaling forward and down. Oh, and if you need to pause, I forgot to say we are going to use the wall for a few things today. So maybe have a wall or a door close by. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. If your elbows are bending, it just means that you need to widen your arms a little bit more. Just feel a nice opening in that shoulder joint. And then we're going to start to inhale it up, and we're going to exhale and take the left arm down and back and the right arm right up by the ear. And it's as if you're pulling the belt in both directions. We're going to inhale as we transition and exhale the opposite side, trying to keep mountain pose in your torso. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, just waking up the shoulders, keeping the crown of your head connecting up to the North Star. Inhaling and exhaling, just opening up here. Couple more. Good. And then inhaling up and then exhaling the belt forward and down. We're going to come right up against the wall next. And let's have the belt right over your left shoulder. Come up nice and close to your wall if you can, and just take a moment to find mountain pose against the wall so that you can feel your buttocks against the wall, the back of your shoulder blades, the backs of your arms. And then let's take the arms out to the side and just inhale them up. Good. So maybe you can feel the backs of your thumbs grazing the wall. And just reach up. Feel the crown of the head lifting up. Feel your front ribs settling back toward the wall as well as you breathe. Deep breath in, and then exhale the arms back down. And then inhale, arms out and up once again. This time we're going to keep lifting up with that left arm and just tuck it down. Tuck it down to tickle between your shoulder blades. Use the other hand to lift the elbow a little higher and closer back to the wall. And then taking your right arm out to the side, turn your thumb forward and down toward the floor and begin to just bring that hand behind your back. You might have to scooch forward and reach all the way across. And then just start to work that hand up the belt. So your upper hand is working down the belt and your lower hand is working up the belt. Feeling the wall behind you. Good. And then when you're ready, we're gonna inhale and straighten up the left arm, the right arm as you breathe in, and then exhale, release both arms down. And just roll the shoulders out. Good, and then we're gonna do the second side, so switching the belt over the right shoulder. Arms come out, roll the palms open, inhale the arms up. Take that right one down to tickle between the shoulders. Lifting the elbow up, getting the body back toward the wall, including the base of the skull. Left arm out to the side, thumb goes forward and down, reaches across the body, and then starts to work its way up the belt. Top arm down the belt, and then drawing yourself back toward the wall again and lifting your chest up, lifting your heart up the wall. Feeling a sense of evenness from left to right. Feeling a lift up in your heart center, but settling those ribs back toward the wall. Good, and then right arm comes up, left arm comes up, and exhale, releasing down. Good, and then we're gonna switch back to the left. Again, I'm gonna step away from the wall a little bit this time. So if you could be like, I would say, like one of your foot lengths or a little less away from the wall. We're gonna sit back into Utkatasana and have our booty go against the wall. So arms out to the side, roll the palms open, inhale up. We're gonna take, once again, we're gonna be doing this where we're taking the arm down the back, the other one across and up, walking your hands up and down the belt, or if you can get the fingertips, get the fingertips. From here, we're gonna take a deep breath in, and on the exhale with your feet together, you're gonna just start to sit down and back till your butt is going, as if the wall was a chair and your butt was going back toward that chair. But your heart is staying lifted, you're still staying connected to the belt, sitting back. You should see your toes. If be able to see the toes, not coming forward so much that you can't. And just try to lift that heart up a little bit more. Trying not to stick the butt out, but kind of taking your tail down toward the knees. And then inhale, come on up. Lifting up with that left arm, up with that right arm. Releasing it down. And then second side. So again, it's a couple, and maybe it's slightly too far from the wall, so I'm going to back up a little bit. Roll your palms open, inhale up. This time, right one goes down, left one out. Thumb rolls forward, down, reaches across. Working one hand down the belt, the other up the belt, so that you can actually be pulling on the belt a little bit. Or your hands. Deep breath in, lifting the crown. Exhale, just sitting back, Utkatasana, any amount, but keeping the chest lifted as if you're sitting back toward the wall. Without really leaning too much on the wall, just as a gauge. And breathing. Good, and then inhale up. Lifting up the right arm, lifting up the left arm, and exhale and release both arms down. Good. All right, so from here, first we're gonna just do a little quad stretch. So we're gonna take our left leg, and I'll just show you from the side. You're just gonna balance, bending that left leg, and then you're gonna bring your arm out to the side like so. And you're gonna get hold of the ankle from the inside, if you can. You can be close to your wall if you feel like you need to touch a wall for balance. Gaze at something at eye level that's not moving, and just try to level your knees, lift your heart, lift your chest, and take that heel toward the buttock any amount. Now, if it's hard to get your ankle, you can always use a belt for this. And then from there, if you can just inhale and lift up that arm, even look up a little bit. And then if you want to go further, you can stay right here. Or if you want to go further, you can just start to tip forward any amount. But keep the heart lifted. Keep the chest lifted and breathe. Good, and then inhaling back to the center, exhale, release that. Shake out your standing leg, and we'll do the second side. Arm comes out, palm up, grounding down through that left leg, lifting the right one up. Get hold of that ankle, level the hips, lift the heart, lift the chest, stretch the quad. Inhaling that arm up, big breath, lift the heart. And if you want to go further, you can just start to tip, but stay lifted in the heart and chest, lifted in the toes of the back leg. And breathing. Inhale to come up, exhale, release that back down. Awesome. And then from here, we're just going to sweep the arms out and up. My feet are together. We're going to take a steeple grip, which means, come back a little so you can see it. It's when you point your index fingers up above your head. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, we're just going to go up and over to the left. And we're going to make a half moon, a crescent moon, and roll the chin up, roll the chest up. Deepen a little bit more. Inhale up to the center, exhale the opposite side. Roll the chin up, roll the chest up, look up beneath that armpit, deepen a little bit. Inhale up and exhale down. And then sweeping the arms out and up with a big breath in, steeple grip once again. We're going to just lift up that left leg out to the side. And get strong in your standing leg, big breath in, exhale, we're gonna go up and over again to the left. And making a half moon, staying strong in the standing leg, rolling the heart up. Inhale, center, take that foot down. Opposite foot goes out to the side, strong in the standing leg, big breath in, grow tall. Exhale, up and over to the right. Finding your balance, breathing, strong standing leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the arms again. Whew, let's take the arms out to the side, feet a little bit apart, big breath in. Exhale, let's take the left arm beneath the right and give ourselves a hug. And just rock it out. Good, inhale, spread the arms again, this time right beneath left. Give yourself a hug, hug it out. Yeah, a little bit of that, and release. Good. So next we're gonna do one more of those to the side stretches, this time with Vrikshasana, so tree pose. So you can either put the foot at the opposite ankle. We're gonna be lifting up our left one first. If you want, you can actually even plant the toes. You can decide to go to the calf as a balance, or you can bring the leg up to your side. Again, gazing at eye level at something that's not moving. Arms out to the side, palms up, inhale up to a steeple grip again. And then lift up. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we're gonna go over to the left again. Try to stay strong in your standing leg if you can, and breathe. Good, and then inhale up to the center, and we're gonna go over to the right. Staying strong in the standing leg. Bending over. Good, and then inhaling up. Exhale, release the arms, release the legs, shake out that standing leg. Second side. So external rotation this time of the right one, either ankle, calf, or possibly top of the thigh, whatever works best. You can always hold a wall for your balance to begin with if it helps. And then we're going to take the arms up for a steeple grip again. Really growing from foot to crown. And then big breath in, exhale up and over to the right first into a little half moon. Now their foot is going against either the thigh or the calf, and the thigh or calf is going against the foot. And then inhaling up and exhaling the opposite way, like a tree sort of waving in the wind a little bit. And then inhale up to the center and exhale, release your arms, release your legs, and shake out your standing leg. All right, so next, we're gonna do a little bit of a work with, let's see, I'm gonna do a little bit of work with warrior 1 to warrior 3. We can either take the arms like we did the first time around with the Kasana arms by putting a belt, over your left shoulder. And we're going to take the arms out, roll the palms open, inhale them up. Left arm goes down, right arm goes out, thumb goes forward and across, creeping your hand up and down the belt or clasping the hands. And then from there, we're just going to take a moment to test our distance from the wall. So we're going to think about, lifting up our right leg, testing the distance from the wall with our right leg so that it can extend into warrior 3. And then stepping back. Once you find that distance, step back, heel against the wall, heart lifts up. Inhale up, exhale, bend that front leg into a little back bend. Hold that belt, really pull it in both directions, lift the heart. Start to come forward with a long straight spine. And then when you're ready, you're just gonna spring up. Find a warrior 3. You can use the wall as a little bit of a gauge here. Strong in the standing leg, leveling your hips if you can. And then when you're ready, bending the front leg, stepping back, up to warrior 1, step forward, inhale, up with that left arm, up with that right arm, exhale, release it down, and roll that shoulder down. Whew. Second side for that. So belt goes to the other shoulder. We're gonna inhale, sweep the arms out and up, dropping the right one down, hold the belt, left one out to the side, thumb forward, down, cross the body, creeping up to either the fingertips or the belt. Either way, you're gonna make a firm contact where you're pulling in each direction. Big step back, this time with the left one. See if you can even step back to the wall. And then dial your hips forward, big breath in, exhale, bend that front leg, drop the tail between the knees, lift the heart, lift the chest. Strong contact in the shoulders and arms. And then coming forward with a long straight spine, springing up, finding the wall or not. If you really want to work on your balance, you can just work on your balance if you don't touch the wall. Level the hips, look slightly forward, get strong in your standing leg. And when you're ready, bending, step back, up you go. And then step forward, lifting up with the right arm, up with the left arm. Exhale, release that down. And just roll the shoulders out. Whew, yes, our shoulders are opening up. Good. So next, we're gonna work on reverse namaste arms. So I'll show you from behind. Your arms are gonna come out to the side. Your thumbs are gonna go down, palms back, and then you're just gonna bring the arms and see if you can find your fingertips. Maybe you can find your fingertips together. Maybe you can start to work and wiggle them up a little bit and maybe find the knuckles. And maybe you'll be able to find even your palms. That's kind of challenging for me, but it might not be for you. If this doesn't work for you, if it hurts too much, you can just bring the arms out to the side and reach across for one elbow and then the other. That's fine too. So either you're gonna come thumbs forward and down, reaching back and finding the namaste arms or the elbows. From there, we're gonna do a little work with Parsvottanasana. So coming back first by the wall, putting your left heel against the wall, take 2 big steps forward. Your back heel is against the wall, the toes are forward to 60 degrees, but your torso is going toward the wall in front of you. Big breath in, lifting the heart. On the exhale, start forward, a long straight spine, grounding that back heel into the wall, either holding onto the elbows or having your hands in reverse namaste. Keep grounding into the back wall. You're rolling your back hip forward and taking your front hip back. Coming forward with as long of a spine as you can. So you come as far as you can. And then a big breath in. And then exhale, just draping forward. Draping forward, keeping contact with that back wall. Rolling the back hip forward, taking your front hip back, trying to straighten that front leg. When you're ready to come up, you're gonna press into the feet. Inhale up with a long spine, all the way into a little back bend. Tail goes forward and down. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bend the front knee, step forward and slowly release those arms and wrists into Tadasana. Good. And then coming back by the wall again, close to the wall, we're going to take reverse namaste arms again or clasp the opposite elbow. So again, fingertips come together, fingers, palms, work. If you can work it up the back, work it up the back. Feet against the wall to begin with. And this time we're going to take a couple of big steps back forward with our left leg, trying to ground the right heel against the wall this time. Couple big steps forward. And then dialing the hips forward, grounding through the back foot, lifting the heart, lifting the chest, a little back bend. Big breath in, and then exhale, start forward. Again, stay long. Roll your back hip forward, roll your front hip back. Squeeze the outer hips together. Keep breathing into the belly. Be present, be here. Stay long. And when you've gone as far as you can let yourself drape down over that front leg. Keep taking front hip back, back hip forward, and breathe. Let the head be the last thing to go. And when you're ready, press into both feet. Inhale up to a mini back bend, up and back. And then bend the front leg, step forward. And slowly release those hands and arms and wrists. And right into mountain pose, Tadasana pose. Taking a moment to lift the chest and open the armpits and let the energy run right down the hands. And just coming into presence, into your body, into this time and space right now, where everything is just as it should be. in this moment. All right, so you might want to roll the wrists out if you did that work. Just give them a couple of rolls in each direction because that can be a little bit intense. And then we're going to work on our artist Shandrasana. We did a little work on that last week. We did it where I'm going to give this a choice. You can either use your foot at the wall or you can practice this as a balance today. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into Ardha Uttanasana, and we're just going to test where, if you want to use the wall, where your foot will come straight out to the wall. And just take a minute to get strong in your standing leg. So trying to get it straight. And then the next step is just to practice turning the foot so it becomes parallel with the earth. If you're doing it as a balance, you're just thinking about stacking the hips. From there, you're going to press down into your arm, the arm on the same side as the standing leg. And you're just going to start to open the torso up any amount here. And elongating in the neck, getting straight in that standing leg, stacking the hips. And maybe lifting the arm. So big breath in, and then exhale. Front, top arm goes forward and down. And squaring the hips, and then releasing the leg. Looking forward, getting long in the spine, and then just letting go. Let the knees bend a little bit, let the head release. Big breath. Good, and then we'll do the second side. So inhaling, getting long. I'm gonna do it as a balance this time. So I'm gonna step a little more away from the wall. And I'm gonna lift up my back leg and I'm gonna get strong in my standing leg. And then the hand on the same side as the standing leg becomes my base. And I'm just gonna practice stacking the hips. Stacking the hips. You don't even have to take this other arm up if you don't want to. Or if you feel ready to, you can. And you can just start to practice your balance. You can take it just to the hip if you want. And keep straightening that standing leg, elongating the spine, lifting the leg. Breathing. Maybe you want to try to take the arm up. We're working on stacking those hips. You don't even have to take the arm off the brick if you don't want to. Foot can be at the wall if you want to. Big breath in, exhale, top arm comes down, hips level to the earth, releasing that leg, bending the knees a little bit. Inhale, long, straight spine. Exhale, letting go. Good, and then hands to the tops of the thighs. Let's inhale up. Long, straight spine, and just roll those shoulders out a little bit. Ah, good. And just releasing. So next, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down like we just were, and we're gonna take a big step back with our left leg. Big step back, so we're in Parsvottanasana, just like we were with two straight legs. And then you're just gonna drop your back knee. Your hands are on your brick, release the toes, and then just come forward. So you might move the bricks forward if you want, but you're just gonna come forward and you're gonna bring the hips forward. So you're getting a nice stretch on this back quad, and lift the heart and lift the chest. Inhaling there, exhale, straighten the front leg and shift both hips back and stretch the front leg a little bit. Good. And we're going to do that one more time, shifting forward, lifting heart, stretching that back quad and back. Stretching that front hamstring. And then coming up. Curl your back toe under, straighten both legs for your Parsvottanasana. Bend the front leg, step forward. And then stepping back with the opposite leg. Good, so this time the right leg goes back. And shifting those hips forward, get a nice stretch there. Drop the back knee, release the toes. You can come forward to stretch that back quad. If you squeeze the outer hips in toward each other as you lift the spine and lift the chest, and just hinge those hips forward to stretch that quadricep muscle even more. And then stretching it back. And inhaling it forward. Stretching that quad. Back once again. And then forward, curl the back toe under, straighten for Shandrasana one more time here. Bending the front leg, step forward for Uttanasana. And then when you're ready, coming down on the knees. We're gonna take camel pose. We're gonna use this wall to make sure that our knees are staying vertical, our thighs are staying vertical. I'm gonna put these bricks back by my feet. You can put them high, straight up high, or you can put them a little lower. But you're gonna come up to your wall so that your thighs are actually, your knees can be hip width apart and your thighs are climbing up the wall. Your hands can come back on your buttocks and guide the flesh of the buttocks down. And you're lifting your chest up the wall. And then you're gonna reach back for your bricks. As you keep climbing up the wall, climbing up the wall with your thighs, you might be able to drop your head back. And then pressing into the thighs, hands come back to the butt. Whew, and then settling yourself back to sit down for a minute. So that was a stretch for me with my bricks on the lower height. So high height might be better. I'm gonna try it again with the higher height. Again, we're coming up against the wall, nice and snug. Your bricks are right on the outside of your ankles. You might have it in your practice to go just straight back to your feet, depending on your flexibility. But you're gonna lift your thighs up the wall, you're gonna lift your chest up the wall. You're gonna take the flesh of your buttocks down and reach back for your bricks. Pressing into the bricks, lifting the thighs up the wall, coming back. Breathing. And inhaling to come up and exhale, sitting back. Oh, yes, you might feel a burn in those thighs. So then we're just gonna come on the belly and come onto our belly for a minute. Release the arms down. Good. Oh, let the legs be nice and long and straight. And we're going to stretch those quad muscles again. So first, just taking that left one back and bringing the heel to the buttock. Nice lengthening of the knee away from the hip. Trying to keep the knee in line with the other knee. You can release that one and then the other one. If you're finding you can't reach the foot, you can always use your belt to make an extension for yourself. So heel to buttock. And then releasing that one. Turn your chin to face forward, bend both, and reach back for the ankles. And then just again, keeping the knees in line. Let's think about lifting the toes up, lifting the chest up. Let those toes lift right up. Get your chest lift right up. And breathe. And take a couple breaths here. Really trying to lift up. Look up maybe even. And breathe. And then release down. Release the hands, but keep your knees bent for a moment and just let the legs fall off. You can turn your head if you want. Let the legs go from one side to the other to release the lower back. Very good. Bringing that to stillness in the center, release it right down to the earth. And then a nice press back into child's pose to stretch the lower back. Good, and then inhaling to come on up. We're gonna do one last little relaxing back bend before we rest. So this one is called couch. So I'm gonna come a little closer so you can see off my mat. I'm gonna take this lower brick and I'm gonna put it, or the upper one, and put it on the lower height. And I'm gonna take the other one that comes forward a little bit here on the medium height. So one is going on the lower height for my head. And the next one is going on the medium height for my shoulders. And I'm gonna cross my legs. And I'm gonna lay back, aiming for my shoulder blades to go right over that medium brick. And then I'm gonna just keep the length in the back of my neck and drop my head right onto that lower brick. And I'm just gonna let myself settle. If for any reason it feels like too much to have it on the upper height, you can always lower it. But you're just gonna settle here for a minute, letting the heart and the chest open up. This is called Kasana couch pose. And just take a couple beautiful breaths in your couch. Letting everything just open up, especially your heart. Your little temple of radiance, your temple of love, your temple of presence, the sun within you, the emperor within you, or the empress. And when you're ready to come out, just bend the elbows, keep your head nice and centered, and just lift the neck, coming up nice and slowly. Then change the cross of your legs, and then just creep yourself slowly forward any amount. You don't have to go far, just enough to stretch the hips in the opposite direction. And inhaling up. And then last but not least, we're gonna settle down for Savasana, our final resting pose. Before we do that, let's just bend the knees. Lying on your back, just bend your knees. Put your feet on the edges of your mat and your arms out, and just gently, keeping the feet at the edges of the mat, just drop both knees off to one side for a little twist. Breathing into that, inhale up to the center and exhale, other side. Just dropping them off. You should be getting a nice little twist through the side body and the hips. And just with your own breath, inhaling up, exhaling down, a couple more cycles. Releasing your lower back. Releasing your hips. And then inhaling to the center, we're gonna exhale, take up all the space on your mat for Shavasana, corpse pose, where we just allow our body to integrate the effects of the practice. So just taking a moment to let go of all of the work that you've just done, and just spreading your legs out to the edges of the mat and releasing your arms by your sides with the palms up. And just allowing your body to become heavy. Releasing arms, releasing legs and hips. Releasing your shoulders and your heart. Releasing your head. Just softening the face. Softening the jaw. Allowing your eyes to sink back. Lids closed. Dropping inward. Toward a place of stillness and openness. A deep presence. Where your thoughts are just softening into being and openness. Just resting there. Resting in your wholeness. Returning to wholeness is the natural way. Allow, allow, allow. The choice to love is the mother of everything. There are no exceptions. So just resting in the love that you are, resting in the peace of your heart, resting in your wholeness. And when you're ready, you can just gently hug your knees up to your chest and just give yourself a little hug. Maybe rock from side to side. Deepen the breath again. When you're ready, use an exhalation to roll onto your right side. Being held by the earth. Use a deep inhalation to press up to find a seat where your spine can be nice and long. You can sit cross-legged or in Virasana, hero pose on a brick. Any way that you can access a nice, long, straight spine. And then we'll take our hands to our heart as we did in the beginning of class and connect to that space, to that part of us that is already whole and free. Liberated, liberated, liberated. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. May your week be beautiful. May you spread light. May you realize your essential nature is light and love. Thank you. Until we meet again.